It is Aunty B, Positivity. I hope you are well, taking care of your person. I have a guest today, and I just call him Sarris, so that's what we're going to call him as a guest. I've known him, God, over a decade now, at least over a decade, almost two, but we're not going to age ourselves for real. But really well for a decade. Good high school friend, and I'm going to let him introduce himself, and we're going to get into our topic today.
Yeah, so what's going on? It's Ahmad or Sarris, which is crazy because Baylene's the only person that called me by my last name. We were just talking about that. But what do I do? Work full time, and then I teach part time.
Full time.
Yeah, multiple jobs, unfortunately.
Streams of income. Okay.
Which is cool. That's always nice. But Baylene, technically we've known each other since like 5th grade, but we weren't cool until high school. So it's been basically our entire lives because high school was a while ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, we won't date ourselves.
It's literally about to be 10 years this year.
Yeah.
No, we're not talking about that.
Well, yeah,
it's the reunion.
Yeah.
This is it.
Are you going?
24.
I'm not going.
I'm definitely going to go and chat on them. That's fun. I'm going. Esquire, I have to be there. You can make an appearance.
We're in a group chat. They were talking about it. I'm not going.
Okay, I get it. That's fair. I respect it. But okay, so today we are going to talk about money. Full disclosure, I've recorded this podcast by myself 3 times. And I'm broke. And my credit looks like I'm broke. So I just don't think I'm equipped to give y'all advice on this. And my dear friend here is not like an accountant or anything, but I think he just is very money minded. And when I think about somebody who's like, yeah, they know how to save $1, I thought about him. So I was like, can you please come and help me and my followers? Yes. But it's true. We have been talking for like 30 minutes. He was like, no, I wouldn't do that. I would save this. These are my monthly expenses. And I said, go ahead and triple that. Go ahead and triple that for me. But our living is not that different. Like we both live alone. We both live in apartments. We're renting. Teachy just has a lot of debt. So I really want to have this forum for us to have a conversation about money, about spending habits. I think a good intro question, which might be a little spicy, does money buy happiness?
Yeah. And honestly, you're not alone. So I think we should preface that because it's millions of us and a lot of us are in the same scenario. And this question, and me, like, I go back and forth with this all the time. And when I didn't have money, my answers to this question was 100%.
For sure.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I want this car, I want this thing.
Immediately.
Right. Yeah. And honestly, like, now that I have money, the answer is no. Because, and we're not going to go too deep into this, but, like, everyone has their own problems at every tax bracket or every money level, right? And it'll always be perpetual throughout our entire life. We'll have problems. They'll just be different problems. Yeah. But money can solve a lot of issues. Like some people don't have homes.
That's where I'm at. Right.
So money can buy you a home. Yeah. Some people can't afford to eat. Money buys you food. Yeah. Right. Like money runs the world, unfortunately. But
we might as well learn how to figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I think a lot of the times too, like as we're brought up, how you answer that question will change, especially if you had money growing up versus if you didn't have money growing up. But we can also talk about that a little later because the problems I have, they're not money problems. They're just different problems.
Yeah, right.
They're not money problems anymore.
Fair. I think, so for me, I agree generally with like Sars's answer. I think you need money to have happiness. That's what I think. I think money is a threshold problem. Like you need to have your basic necessities met. And then we all can talk about our access to money, mental health, relationships, things like that. But I don't think you can be happy without money, like without a certain level of it, because then you're in survival mode. Like you're trying to pay your next bill. You're trying to buy your next thing at groceries. We got single moms out here trying to feed 3 babies. So I think it's a complicated question because it is layers to it. It's not just a certain amount of money, then you're happy. Yeah. But I think without a certain amount of money, you're definitely not happy. Homeless people are not cheesing.
It's for sure a prerequisite.
Yeah.
It's definitely a prerequisite, but the problems will always change. Mm-hmm.
We both make the most money we've ever made in our lives now.
Yeah.
And I felt like I had more money in college doing my little study tutor jobs in my dorm.
Seriously.
Yeah, I have $100 extra this week. If somebody gave me $1,000 right now today, I'd be like, oh, thank you for the $10.
Yeah, it doesn't move the needle at all.
At all, and that's a band. Yeah. Like I feel silly saying that, and someone is listening to this with $10 in their account. Actually, like I feel silly saying that.
Exactly.
But life is just expensive.
And here's another thing, because like you said, it is layered. There's a very nuanced conversation and question. When we make more money, we start living at that level.
Look around.
We start living at that level. So you have more costs. Like, oh, I make $100,000 a year. I'm gonna buy this car, and I can afford to finance this car. And you're like, oh,
finance is the word. I can afford to finance this car.
Yeah.
One of us has a car payment. One of us doesn't. Guess.
And that is a huge. Well, we're gonna hit that. We're definitely gonna hit that. But yeah, it's a very nuanced conversation because there was a report that came out. I deleted Twitter a while ago, so I don't have as much access to information as I used to.
Mm-hmm.
It was a cesspool. It was just terrible. I hate it so much. So, but it's a problem now because I don't have access to information.
Got you.
Which sucks. But there's a lot of good quality people I used to follow on there, and there was one guy's name was like car dealership guy or something. He probably owns a couple dealerships, so he knows all this information, right? And one of the things that he said because he looks at people's bank statements and income levels, things like that, and he also sees people's credit reports.
Boop. Nobody would want to see mine.
Yep.
They wouldn't want to. That's okay.
No, we're
gonna tighten it up, guys.
We're gonna give you, we're gonna give you some
24
keys.
A year to tighten it up.
We're gonna give you some keys. But essentially what he said, just to sum it up real succinctly, is that people who make a lot of money, 100, 120, 130, live paycheck to paycheck because they're living at their income level rather than living at a much more humble means. You know what I'm saying? So
live below how much you're earning.
Exactly.
Like that's the number one thing.
It's like
to be able to miss a paycheck or two.
Exactly.
And eat.
It's like act broke to stay rich.
Yeah, right. And I'm not judging y'all if you can't because I'm with you, but we're not going to end the year like that if we, take the steps. But I think we're getting into advice a little bit. I want to talk about how we kind of grew up with money. Mm-hmm. I don't really know how he grew up with money, to be honest, besides we were all trying to make it. Like we grew up in suburbia. There certainly wasn't heroin needles everywhere we were at, but we also didn't go to like private school. So I think looking at our school, we all probably grew up fine. Mm-hmm. I would say for me, like my parents separated when I was 10, never really had money together after that. And then we took in my younger sister. So like that's another mouth to feed. Yeah. And my mom was very much so begging Peter to pay Paul. Like that was just how life was. So growing up, money was always tight. It was always a conversation. I never went without food. Look at me. But
wow.
But like I was never hungry, but I couldn't like go on the school trips or get the extra things or get the newest phone in high school. So I think we went to a school where there was probably a range, like I'm thinking about high school, of people that had money. Somebody was getting a brand new car, right? When they turned 16. And you and I were like, I'm excited to just buy lunch today, like get the extra lunch today. So I grew up and generally just money was tight and it was something that was at the forefront of my mind. So for me, I was thinking money would buy happiness. When I grow up, I'm going to be a lawyer. I'm going to make big bags. I'm not making them bags yet, but one day, and I'm going to be happy and fine because money is the difference of that layer. And now that I'm in my career and I have access to some money, right? Like there's some spending money that I have access to. I'm not worried about my rent or groceries. I'm not happy. It hasn't solved all my problems, but my same mindset of being like a young kid wanting to have extra $50 is how I'm living with money now because I was always like reaching for it. So how did you like grow up with money or how did your parents make you think about money growing up?
Yeah. And this is also just such a long question too that we could go on and on about.
Years.
We were very similar. If not, maybe if you asked me then I would tell you we were like poverty.
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
Thankfully, we had a house, like, because we lived right next to each other.
Yeah, right.
And we had a house, but, growing up, my dad raised a family of 5 on $33,000 a year.
No, he didn't.
Yeah. Family of 5, $33,000 a year. I saw W-2s, and, it was real grim. And
because mom didn't work.
Like, she had jobs. Hustle. Yeah, like, she had a daycare, but it was, like, nothing long-term. Like, she probably made minimum wage, right? So
that's close to 33.
Yeah. Yeah, so
okay, yeah,
we grew up very there were times too because my dad he had gone through a divorce, and so there was times where we were literally on the brink of going home, no bullshit, because he was still like fighting her and essentially, and it was real bad. So, but just exactly like you, just excited to, and we didn't have allowances, like that was foreign to me.
Of allowances. The tooth fairy, who is that?
Yeah,
put it in the trash.
Real life. Like no one knew. Like that was such a foreign concept to me. I went over to a friend's house and they got like paid to like cut the grass. I was like,
chores. If I want to eat, I'm gonna clean up my house. Right. It's not a choice.
I was just in so much shock. Just the difference in culture and difference in income levels. Yes. But growing up, no money at all. We literally had stolen cable in Marietta. We rented for years.
You've been thugging for a while.
We had nothing.
Wow.
We had nothing. Like getting there's this story too. I tell this to my mom to this day.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful, like my dad doing that for us. May he rest in peace. Clutch, right?
Yeah.
He did a lot of stuff for us, right? And there's this one story, like I said, I still tell this to my mom whenever we're like reminiscing on it and stuff. And there's times like, remember we had to buy like posters and triboards for projects and stuff?
Yes.
And I'd always walk to the Dollar Tree to get a dollar.
Close to our house, like yeah. Less than a mile.
And I remember going into his room and I was like, yo, I need a poster to do the school project. You know, I need it. Yeah. And he just sat me, like, didn't say a word. And I was like, can I have $1? He just, like, started cursing me out. Cursed me out, and I was like, okay. So in my mind, I'm thinking, all right, so when I get a 0 or, like, get a bad grade in this class, like,
it's on you.
It's on you.
Because
exactly.
you didn't give me my dollar.
Yeah, you can't say nothing now.
Right.
But, yeah, he eventually would give me the $1. But that's how bad it was. Like,
that he would, like, make you realize $1 is a lot. Like, to be asking for that.
Exactly. So he was super strict with us. Like, ever since.
He was coming to school showered though, y'all. Like he wasn't looking tattered.
Yeah, we weren't homeless.
I wouldn't have known. Like if you didn't tell me that, I wouldn't have known that.
Yeah, but even like clothes shopping, like thrift stores. Yeah, thrift stores.
Oh, I love thrift today. Yeah.
Yes, it's all like it's trendy now.
Now back in the day, he was broke. Yeah, and now it's all cute.
Now,
the rich are thrifting.
Exactly.
To be sustainable.
And they're reselling. You see, like the thrift is not affordable anymore.
25 cents for a sweater was what it was 5 years ago, and now it's like $20. Yeah. Why would I buy something for $20 that you wore? I can get something new off the clearance rack for $5. What are y'all doing?
And you know what's even crazier too is like they're more cognizant because of social media. Like if you see a brand, they'll like mark it up. I'm not gonna use like $85. Yeah, it's crazy. But just thrifting. Yeah. No eating out. The McDonald's no, never. Always going home. Yes. So we had a lot of shared similar experiences. Yeah. But so I grew up knowing the value of money and like how hard it was to come by. Okay. Right, because he worked hard. Right. Yeah. Like so I know that now, but I think now since we're adults, we want to buy the things that we didn't have access to.
Yeah, and now like we work hard, and you see like I see so many zeros off my paycheck, and I said, "Girl, you did a good job.
Exactly.
You deserve a treat." But that's how I think about money. I think growing up that way. Whereas for you, you think of I deserve a treat. I'm going to save more money. I'm going to pay off more bills. Like you think about lessening costs.
Exactly. Because I want to allow myself the financial freedom, like the flexibility to explore different things. Okay. Yeah. And I realized too, because if he, like $33K in today's money is nothing, is literally nothing.
But back then for 5 people?
It's literally also nothing. Yeah. But so I always think of it like that. If he was able to do that, there is no reason I can't live making more than double, way more than double the salary. You see what I'm saying? So it's
but the market's not the same.
The market's not the same. You're absolutely right. And it sucks because we're always screwed over as a consumer. Yeah. So, but yeah, you're right. So that's obviously a factor.
It's amazing. Yeah. Yeah. We all learned something together, y'all. Rest his soul. I'm glad he's holding the team down. Right now. And I didn't write this question down, but something I was thinking about for me, especially when I went to like college and long story short, parents not good with money. Not the best emotionally inept folks. And my dad was always trying to be an entrepreneur, like get his own thing going. And eventually he like emotionally conned me into like opening a credit card for him, basically. Maxed that shit out for him. Still paying it off to this day. So don't let the family members play you. Obviously I could have paid it off by now. But just how did your family grow up in terms of like credit and thinking about debt and accruing it? My family was like, as long as you can pay the minimum payment, you're good. You're great. But that's just giving the banks money. I realize that now. But college me was like swiping like I was a rich gal. And now attorney me is like, you need to stop swiping, girl, and pay off that debt. So how did you grow up thinking about money? And how do you think about credit cards now?
Yeah, this is a good topic too. My dad always told, like he never financed cars, never financed anything. The only thing he financed was the home.
That's beautiful. Because I mean, real estate, that's like you're getting money in that. Yeah. Right.
So he never financed anything. Never like all the cars we've owned and all the cars I've owned. Yeah. In cash from Craigslist, Facebook Market, whatever it is. Yeah. Facebook Marketplace didn't exist back then. It was all Craigslist, right? And he always emphasized to us, "Do not do this because you are getting robbed." Yes. Like. That was the main, because when we asked him when it was time for us to get a car, and we did not have money for a car. Yeah. So that was our thing, right? Like, oh, let's go to the dealership, right? Because that's what everyone else is doing. Mm-hmm. He said, have you lost your mind? Like, are you dumb? Thank you. No. Yeah. We don't, first off, we don't have dealership money. Yeah. Second off, even if we did, it's just not a smart play. So, yeah, my first car off Craigslist, Jeep Grand Cherokee, we spent, I think it's $2,200. Met the guy in Dallas. But credit was something we didn't really talk about because he had like maybe one credit card too. Yeah. And he just emphasizes, if you don't have the money to spend, don't buy it. Because you're paying to borrow money. That's what you're doing.
Chunks.
Yeah, you're paying money to borrow money.
Yeah.
And that's essentially also what a credit score is how well you are at letting this company who lets you borrow money, how good you are at letting them make money off you and being punctual with that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I'm very punctual, but I'll be borrowing.
Yeah. Yeah. So he always emphasizes, it's cut. Do not do it. Do not do it. But it was always just around the car conversation.
Should have talked to him.
And rest in peace. Smart man, you know.
Clearly. But you got the skills.
You got to.
And the knowledge.
Yeah, when you're broke, you have to know how to be broke.
And when you're middle class, you still need to know how to be broke.
Exactly. And I think too, like everyone's dealt cards in life.
Yeah.
Some people have better cards and better hands than others. Yeah. But there are pros to being dealt a shitty hand.
Yeah.
And to me, this is one of those pros.
Yeah.
Right?
Because you were dealt it, but you're doing well with it.
Exactly.
I was dealt it. I'm working on it.
But we're gonna get there. Don't
working on it.
Yeah,
working on it. We're not 30 yet, y'all. We gonna have a different conversation. And by we, I mean I'll be nodding my head with him, you know, in a few years. But I mean, I feel like you just answered this question, but do you feel like the way you were raised helped or hurt you? And I'm guessing helped.
Absolutely, for sure. Definitely net positive.
Okay.
Net positive. But,
okay, give us the negatives. I feel like all I have are negatives.
Yeah, the negative is, and me and you're the same here, because it's like, we didn't have money growing up. We couldn't get like the toys or the whatever it is, our hobbies.
The shiny objects that kids get and they flash off to their friends.
Exactly. Like we didn't have money to do all that stuff. Yeah. And now we do have money to get that stuff. So there was a time where, I mean, and I still do this like routinely, just it's nothing absurd. Yeah. Right? But like I'll still buy things that I want that I couldn't have as a kid.
Yes.
Because it's things we liked. Like that's how like the classic cars get like raised in value.
Yes.
Because the kids who grew up with them couldn't afford them, but now those kids are 40 or 50 or 30 and they have money.
That's genius.
So now
psychology of money.
Yeah, exactly. So they have the money to buy those things, which is why they're marked up. Same with the Pokemon cards, like all those hobbies where
the collector.
Exactly. And that's our generation. Like it's our generation spending six figures, like millions of dollars
to tap into our childhood.
Exactly.
Dreams.
Exactly. So definitely net positive, but in the negatives where it's like I didn't have those things, I want to buy those things now.
Yeah.
But I've gotten a lot better about not doing that anymore.
Okay. Not there yet, but
yeah.
Let me get there.
I hate to see my money go.
I don't be thinking about it. And that's So for me, net negative. It just didn't, because they were like paycheck to paycheck is Gucci, girl, and if not, call somebody up. And I think, I mean, one skill I don't know anybody who disagree with me with. I'm good at making relationships and like finding good people. I try and be a good person. So they're like, well, as long as you got people around. I feel like if I called you tomorrow and asked for $100, you'd be like, what's going on? But okay.
I wouldn't think twice. I'd send it to you.
Never asked them for money in my life, but I'm glad you're on my list.
Yeah, No, seriously. Yeah.
I appreciate that. But I just have good relationships. So I think that has been a help. And that's something my parents were like, have people around you because like you're going to fall in hard times. That's just life. That's humanity. But equally, I have $100 right now. I would send it to you. I don't think you'd ask me, but it'll be there, you know, at least 80% of the time. It'll be there.
That's like huge. That's good.
Yeah, be there. So I think for me, that's something that I learned from them was just having the right people around you. Because I don't have, honestly, besides knowing how to do divorce and make people laugh, I feel like my skills are low. Yo, I'm not going to hold you.
See, and look, we always discount ourselves. That's so not true.
It's probably not. But I got people in my life like you who are like, this is what you need to be doing about that credit card debt. Yeah. And then that's how you gain knowledge. So for me, I think my parents taught me the value of relationships, and that was helpful. And I'm trying to gain things from relationships that are mentally helpful and not just $500 to pay my rent. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think for them, they had people that cared about them that would literally just loan them money, like let them have a couch. And I was like, no, I like my couch. I just would like to learn how to do better.
Yeah.
So I think was the only positive.
I think this is maybe try to think about it like this. Because I know you work hard.
I really do be working hard, for real.
And to even get to this point, and I tell you this every time, like, I damn near cried when you got sworn in. I literally damn near cried.
That's wholesome.
Blood, sweat, and tears to get to the point.
Heavy on the tears. Exactly. Heavy on the tears, yeah.
So, like, you know the hard work that you do to earn the money.
Right.
To earn a single dollar or whatever your hourly wages, right? So, I think about it like, would I work this amount to, like, get this thing? Does that make sense? So, like, does the amount
in terms of buying stuff.
Exactly. Like, does the amount of blood, sweat, like the heart,
Yeah. It takes 10 billable hours to buy a phone.
Exactly.
Am I going to give 10 billable hours to buy one thing?
Exactly. So think about it in that sense, in terms of like your actual effort and workload instead of the actual money. Like does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because that's how I
half the things in here wouldn't be in here. Yeah. Promise you. Yeah. This mic wouldn't be here. No, it wouldn't be. So that's fair. Okay. No, that's a good perspective.
I just wanted to add that. I feel like,
that's a good perspective to have. And I mean, we're both like, are all your jobs right now salaried?
Yes. Even the part-time is salaried.
Okay. So I struggle, like I worked at Six Flags, like when I was in college, trying to get $1, y'all. Do what you got to do till you get your degrees or whatever. And at that job, I made like $11 an hour or something. I thought about money so critically in college because I was trying to save up to get to law school that I was like, I'm not buying that coffee. That's half an hour of work. Like I was so chronic about it. And once I became salaried, I was like, oh yeah.
I got it now.
That's just that's 6% of my paycheck. That's cool. Yeah. That's 7%. So I think it's good to still think about the labor in comparison to the money. Because once I'm salaried, I don't think about the breakdown anymore, really.
And it's tough because, like, you're right. It's such a small. It's literally such it's pennies basically.
But like my rent is not pennies.
Exactly. So, yeah. So the more you think about it like that, I think it would help. Yeah. Because also you shouldn't even discount, like I said, the hardware that you got to even be able to earn this.
Right.
And have this role and occupation.
Law school 10 out of 10, not a good time. Yeah. So if y'all think about it, don't do it. And I said that and I'll say on my chest every time. So. Okay. Have you, all we hear about is ups. I'm gassing this man up every minute I can. Have you had any financial blunders that you could share to save someone else? Yeah,
I know. I was thinking about this too. The blunders I make aren't really financial.
Can't relate.
But there is definitely a story I can tell, and it really involves like stocks. Like it's really gambling. I don't
have a single stock.
Do not gamble.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's
But is gamble in the stock market? Is it hand in hand?
They're hand in hand.
Okay,
they're hand in hand. To me, gambling is fun, but I'm always like I'm really disciplined. Like I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead. I'm not gonna gamble more than you can afford to lose.
Like you mean the casinos?
Like that.
I've never been to a casino.
And the stocks, like
okay.
I've only been to like a casino twice, like on a cruise ship.
Yeah,
and that's fun.
Okay,
but like
you never can afford to go on cruises. I've never been on a cruise, so
we should go whenever you're up.
Make your money right.
Whenever you're up.
25. Feels like
that's fine.
Debt will be down by then. Yeah,
we'll be good. But so remember when this was 2020? I can't even remember because we got a few of those relief checks, like 600.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I don't remember if I was a grad assistant at the time, or I had started with the mortgage jobs. That's what. That was like first job.
Yes.
I was working in mortgages.
Yes.
Because I wasn't able to find a job.
This man also has like, I don't even know, 2 degrees. One is in psychology. I don't know what your master's in.
Yeah, master's in experimental psychology. Okay. Yeah, research related. But I'm pretty sure I was a grad. And we were making like a stipend every month, like $800. And it really wasn't even $800. It was like $672. Yeah. Because taxes. Mm-hmm. So y'all are already taking advantage of us. And then paying us less.
Already a victim.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So, luckily, like I said, I didn't have, because I was taking out loans to pay for everything. So, the stipend was just going to groceries and like me coming back home or whatever, right? So they sent us the relief check, $600, and I was like, oh, let me gamble with this, like stock market. Like I said,
yes,
stock market's it's gambling. Basically. Like obviously you can do due diligence, and there are worthwhile companies, so it's not really, but you're giving someone else your money to.
Y'all, there's going to be episode 2 because I don't know a thing about the stock market, but we'll get into it.
That can be a whole other episode. Even though, like, I'm not a financial guru or expert. I need to preface that.
This is for funsies, guys.
Yeah.
So don't get my comment saying, I followed the Sarris method and I lost my house. Yeah. Don't be coming back with that foolishness.
Yeah. I'm not a guru or expert.
This is just to help you with some tips to think about it. Yeah. Just like I'm not a therapist and psychologist and I'll be telling y'all how to grieve. So, it's all just to help you and for conversation's sake. But if you for real want to get into something, go get you an accountant. Mm-hmm. That can help you get into it.
Or just read. Read a book. Open a book.
Multiple books. I've read a lot. And clearly I just need someone to tell me what to do. But
with the relief check, I literally just bought. So there was this whole scheme going on social media. Mm-hmm. Like you probably read about like the Reddit and the Wall Street bets and all that.
Yes.
So there's this guy on Twitter and he's actually in prison now. But
he didn't say jail. He said prison.
He's in prison. Yeah. Okay. The SEC, they got him. But the only reason I did this was because I got wins from that. Like he had given me wins, like I made some money. But I literally just bought it and it just went to like I lost all the $600. That $600 was gone.
See,
it was worthless.
See,
so I took that's not the first time that's happened, but that's the first time I've lost that much money just, in stocks.
Yeah.
So I literally just gambled, but I lost.
Yeah.
But in terms of, loss, that's probably my biggest one. Luckily I haven't made too many mistakes in that realm.
Yeah.
But that's only because, like, I definitely could have, for sure.
Yeah. Hey.
But it takes, like, strong self-control and discipline.
Self-control is the word. Yeah. Self-control is the word.
Yeah, because I could have made several.
Yeah.
Me. I could have made
several. I'm just trying to think of which one to share. I've made so... I'm just not, I'm going to keep it a buck. I always pay my bills on time. If I borrow someone, like money from a friend, I've probably borrowed money from someone I know like 6 times in my life. I'm paying you back my next paycheck, whether that means I'm not eating for a week. Like, I don't like owing people I know. Bank of America, you're going to get it when you get it. My student loans, you're going to get it when you get it, But like, if it's someone I know, I really value paying them back. But besides that, not good with the money. I'm going to swipe the card. For candor, right? Because I'm trying to show y'all that TT's in the game with y'all. I have 20 grand of credit card debt today, right now. If you told me that 5 years ago, I would have went into cardiac arrest. Long story short, you know what really makes you feel financially insecure? Being fired, losing your job unexpectedly. And I thankfully landed on both feet, head up. You know what I'm saying? Still have my modesty, but I lost my job, got offers like within the next 2 weeks. I know that's not most people's experience. Thank God that worked out for me, because I would have been selling other things, okay? So I'm very glad it worked out for me, but I was not prepared to like not have a job, and that opened my eyes up, okay? Because it's like, oh, if I don't have this, how am I going to get out of my lease? Where am I going to go? How am I going to pay my car payment? So I think for me, that was a big eye-opening moment of like, I literally have enough savings to pay 1 more month of rent, and then I'm effed. Thank God I even had that. I think like, what is it? 80% of Americans don't have $1,000 saved.
Yes.
So, boom, I'm above that. I'm at 81.2 though. So it's not much different. So I think I've already forgot the question, but basically.
Well, some people need that experience. And they're much better for it.
Yeah.
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 Like, yeah.
So for me, it was a big moment of like, you're not saving enough. No matter, and at my, like, I'm already making like 10 more at this new job. So honestly, in hindsight, thank God I was let go, because it just worked out for my benefit. But I was not thinking about money the right way. I was going on trips. I was going on like girl weekends. And a lot of my close friends, honestly, that I've met in grad school are married. They have 2 income households. That's their reality. They can go to brunch and spend $200 every weekend because they're splitting their rent. They have somebody else to help like buy groceries. And I'm not saying, find me a spouse. I will take applications in the comments if that's happen. Bills are high. But anyway, so
no kids. It's the way to life. I'm trying to tell you. That's where I want to
find me a spouse.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you when you give me one, and we'll be good. So anyway, that's what I'm around. Like, a lot of my social network are people that have 2 income households. Most of my close like people in my life, I'm an attorney. Like, your friends are in the same realm, like income bracket at a certain point as you, but they're living in different ways. So I guess my financial blender story is turning into like, how do you say no? How do you save yourself from those blenders? My blender was really getting fired. Couldn't really control that. It is what it is. But that was an eye-opening moment of like, what am I supposed to do? And I don't have another side hustle that makes me money. I don't have another little like teaching gig, like having some sort of thing in my back pocket so that corporate America isn't controlling me, right? Yeah. Now that I have lost my job, I got like 7 offers in 2 weeks. Thank God. Once again, I know that's not everybody's experience, but I know that I am marketable. I can get a job. That's ideal. But after feeling the experience being fired, it's like, okay, I'm not going to be played again. Y'all not going to play me again. So how can I prepare myself for that? So I guess questions for you. Thoughts? Like, if you lost your job today, how would you get through? Like,
thankfully, I'd be fine. No lie. I told my friend this the other day. I was like, I just want to quit this job.
Because he can do that.
Thankfully. But like, here's the thing. And we were talking about this, but it's like, it's literally self-control and being able to set boundaries for yourself and just telling people no. And honestly, I think you have great people in your circle.
No, they're super dope.
So, and they're probably going to be, most likely, are going to be very understanding.
Yeah.
So, even for like my little brother who doesn't make as much or whatever, he will always tell our friends no to going out to eat because he wants to save money. He has also credit card debt and things he wants to do. And, we're always going out to eat, and I say no along with him because I have food at my house.
Fridge full,
pantry full. So I'm like, I have food. I'd rather cook and save myself.
Yeah.
And this only because the costs are always passed down to us. So going out to eat is so much more expensive.
Yeah,
getting
of course.
The drinks.
Yeah.
so much more expensive. So you're spending $30.
I could get wasted off of like $12 here.
Exactly.
I can't get one cocktail for that.
Exactly. It's like 18. Yeah.
On a good day.
On a good day. Yeah. Especially here. So
if you start thinking, God, I'm getting stressed out just thinking about how much money I've spent.
Yeah.
I went out for drinks last night.
Exactly. So you shouldn't have. I want you to start saying no.
I didn't pay.
Like no. Okay. That's cool then. Yeah, that's cool. But you gotta just start riddling no.
Yes. And how did you get there, or were you always like that? For me, it's like, I don't want to say no because I'm broke. Because this year I'm not saying I'm broke. I make good money. I pay my bills on time. But that's not in my financial plan. That's not in my budget to be saying yes to going to do those things. But I'm also such a social creature that I'd be sad. See, like, do you have FOMO, or do you just ride with people that are good with like...
Both. Like, I definitely have FOMO too, for sure. I'm like, damn, like I'm missing out. Like, oh, they're doing this or they're going this. And I didn't have money until like 2 years ago. Literally was broke up until 2 years ago.
Same. Yeah. In law school, I was like, please, samosa.
Exactly.
Me and my friends used to be like, how many times did your card get? One time I went to Starbucks, I think, and Wendy's in the same day. And one of my cards declined. The next drive-thru, I think a guy was like flirting with me. He was like, oh, your card didn't work. I'm like, damn, another one? Yeah. And I was like, no, I'm kidding. And I was like, you can't play with me like that while my card declining.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
So same.
So, yeah, it's literally all... Like, I lived at home. Everybody was buying cars. Everybody was getting apartments. Yeah. I was still at home for years. Yeah. No car. Well, I still had a car, but it wasn't like a brand new. I don't care about it. But years of me living at home. Years of me not having a car. Or not having a car plus not financing a car. Yeah. And being able to say no. Because, one, I just didn't have the money. Yeah. And all that, thankfully, added up. And because I told you, I paid off all my loans. Just one click. Because... If I didn't pay off my loans, you need to tell the people this. You need to tell the people this because I know, and I'm in shock and crying every day about it. And I had a lot of debt because I went grad school. Yeah, a lot of debt. Period. This man, is 24 now, right? The whole freeze or whatever for your loans stopped. I saw him for my birthday in October, and I was like, these payments about to start. He was like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna be done. I'm gonna pay that one time. Yep. I hate that I have to do it, but I'm finna be done." And I said, who just has that many bags? A part of me died. I did not want to do that, Bailey. A part of me died. I was like, because they were supposed to cancel. I knew that. Save that up. Yeah. Literally a lot of no's. Let me give them a general. Like, is it over $30,000? Yeah, almost double that. Very transparent. Almost double. Yeah, very transparent. It was $52,000. I thought it was like 40. No, it was $52,000. Very transparent. Down payment on a home. Yeah. Okay. No. I could have done a lot of things with that money. How did you save it? So, because this is still the most you ever made in your life. Yeah. That's why you think 30,000 is a lot of money. It is. Yeah. Because I spend so much money living, like just literally paying to live here. Yeah. So, it was like I said, combination of a million things. One, lowering your debt. Your I call them liabilities because that's technically what it is called. Yeah. Lowering your liabilities, like anything. Like right now, I paid the bare necessities. Yeah. My car insurance. Yeah. Thankfully, super low because I only it's liability and I own it. Of course it is. Yeah. Of course it's liability. Insurance is a scam. That could be a whole nother episode too. Yeah. Okay. So just lowering your monthly. I pay actually just buy Hulu for $1 a month because they send me the Black Friday deal. Yeah. Yep. But I don't pay for Netflix. I don't pay for HBO. I pay for nothing like that. I got HBO login if you want one. I'm ready to pay for it. Good looks. So literally just things like that because it all adds up. 15 here. Yo, that's what I'm telling you. Like all that, this will add up. Yes. You see what I'm saying? I pay money in. Exactly. We're gonna go through my budget when this is over. For off camera. For sure. I just have so many monthly expenses that I'm like, well, I have to have this. I have to have this, and it's like, but over a year, if it's over 100, it's too much. Exactly. Yeah. And bro, it'll be more than that. Yeah. So like, lowering all that. Like I canceled even a gym membership because I'd be going to the gym. Since I go to the apartment has a gym. Okay. So I'm like, I don't need that. Yep. Cancel that. And they make it a pain for you to cancel. But anyway, cancel that. So anything that I can do to lessen my debts per month, I'm going to do that. Thankfully, I don't carry credit card debt. That's another huge liability for you, right? Huge. Yeah, I already know. As a child. I literally have a child in credit card debt as we speak. So should be like, if I were to give you a priority, definitely that. Like lower what you spend per month because we make a lot. Yeah. We want to keep what we make. That's the problem. Mm-hmm. Keeping what we make should be a priority. And don't keep it in stuff, friends. He means keep it in cash. Keep it liquid somewhere. Keep it liquid. Literally have a money. I told keep a money market account. I had a money market account in my credit union. I have, and that gave me. They paid money. They gave me interest monthly, and that accrued over time because
you got 52
it was a large balance.
bags.
It was a large balance.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, literally lots of self-control, lots of discipline, and just lower what you spend per month. Okay. Don't finance a car. Finance a car. I tell everyone this. I told my friend, do not do this. Yeah. Do not do this. He lives paycheck to paycheck. I was begging him, bro.
Paycheck and then got it. I mean, I've never not been.
No, he lives paycheck to paycheck as a result of it now. He has student loans. He just has lots of liability, lots of debt. I get it. Right? I get it. Yeah. Nice ass car.
This liabilities word is just so heavy. That's good. I'm gonna start saying that. So that sounds too cute.
Financing a car is a perfect way to stay broke. It's a perfect way.
If that's not the quote of the day, I don't know what is, y'all. Okay. And I think the story about $1 is still the quote of the day.
For sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Okay. Financing a car.
Amazing way to stay.
Oh gosh. All right.
Because then look, you need full coverage because it's not yours.
Yeah.
And full, bro.
Mine's 100, but
for full. Yeah. Oh, that is not, bro. If I were
my driving record is.
Okay, in the spotless. That's amazing. Yeah.
I have to do something.
Okay, you barely pay more than 90. I paid 78.
Okay, yeah. No, I'm good.
But if I switch it to full coverage, I'd be paying like $300, $400 a month. That's ridiculous.
You're also a young man.
Yeah.
They'd be like stupid. They'd be like, young black girls, they good. They fine.
We're dumb, so
don't let that car be red because then you're paying $5 a month.
Yeah, which is just ridiculous.
Yeah, very arbitrary. Okay, I think we're at the point. I mean, we're going to keep talking as long as we want to be frank. But we're at the point where we just want to talk about advice in terms of like doing better. I'm going to go first because it's going to be fast because I'm not in the doing better phase.
We're going to go.
But last year I made a budget. This is the first time, like, this is going to make your heart fall. I was doing my bills in notes in my phone. Mm-hmm. I had no spreadsheet. I had no like looking back on how much I was spending. I was like, oh, yeah, could pay my rent with this, could pay my internet bill with this. We Gucci forward. And then last year when the student loans were starting to come out, I said, please, somebody help me. I need to be able to see how I can pay this, how much I can afford to pay. And I have $200,000 in student loans. So that is not a goal of mine to pay. I'll own houses before I make that a priority. But we can talk about that later. Maybe that's my future plan.
Yeah.
Right now, I have a lot of other debt I can pay off before that. But for me, the biggest step was just seeing what I was spending on. Like, I canceled subscriptions I hadn't used in years. Like, literally making a budget, maybe like, oh, why is this $6 coming out every day? Why is this $8 coming out every day? I pay for Apple Music, and before I was just like doing it like on a family plan. That went up $2. Now I make everyone that's on it pay me the money like per year. So it's like, now I'm just paying my little $3, but I was doing it as like a favor. So those are things where I was like, I need to look at what I'm like spending for real. And that was helpful. But now I make the budget. TT don't be following the budget. And the way my job works is I have like a salary, but depending on how much I work or what business I bring in, like I could have a bonus like $1,000 or like $3,000. What do I do with that? Right? How do I prioritize the thing that's not in my budget? Mm-hmm. And I'll just be living loose. I'll be living free. Yeah. And I could be paying off chunks of debt and doing other things. So I'm literally, the only advice I have is look at what you're spending. Like write it down, analyze what you're spending every month. And then, Sarris is going to take it away from there.
Honestly, I'm just going to add on. Like, this can be applied to like everything, not just this, right? A lot of things, if you want to like change habits, you can't just like, it's not like a cold turkey or like complete switch up 180 overnight.
Yeah.
You gotta like wean yourself. So like, so if you're going out to eat a lot, right?
Yeah.
And say, let's just say you go out to eat 10 times a month. It could be more, could be less, who knows? I'm just giving a random number.
Okay. Unfortunately, last year I was probably close. No.
Okay.
Oh God, no. It's not every day.
Oh.
It's not every day. But it's probably twice a week, so.
Okay. So we'll just say 10 times a month. And, okay, but make it like a goal next month to just do like 8.
Got you.
Or like 6.
Yeah. I can do 6.
Because then eventually you're going to get to that point where like you're going out to eat like once a month.
Yeah. Which is ideal.
Exactly. Because now it's regular for you.
Yeah.
And now your friends know, oh yeah, I mean she has her thing. This is what she's doing now.
Yeah.
Only one time a month, right?
Yeah.
And
that's what we're gonna see her, and that's what y'all need to tighten up and see me on that day.
Right. And I think too, like a lot, like my situation is lucky. It's super uncommon. Yeah. Like I should acknowledge that. It's super lucky, super uncommon. Like the conditions were set for me to do that, for me to say 50. Like the conditions were there.
No, it wasn't. Yeah. No, it wasn't.
Yes,
you
yes,
could have graduated grad school and gotten your own apartment, got a ton of credit cards, started spending money on itches. So that's not true. It took discipline for you to be where you're.
It did, but there's other people like their parents make them pay rent. Which,
okay, I see what you're saying. Okay,
like my mom, she doesn't care, right? Yeah. Like we help her pay the mortgage out of the goodness of our heart, like
because she's wholesome.
Yeah,
that's beautiful.
Like we're not, because she doesn't work, so we pay for everything, right?
Yeah.
So, you should just just make it a gradual process. Don't cold turkey it because it's not going to work.
Yeah.
Cold turkey never works for anything.
I'm great with cold turkey, only in short term.
Okay. Yeah. And just generally speaking.
Yeah.
Right. So
for money, it doesn't work. I've tried it; it does not work. So we're here. Yeah.
And honestly, my friends, like my close circle, we just come over, like, we'll go out to eat for sure, but we'll just, like, they'll just come over. I'll go over to their house. We just chalk it up. We just chill in the house.
And that's a great time.
Exactly.
That's a great time.
And that's so much better than going, like, bro, what are we going out for? Like, we're
to tip some stranger?
Tip some stranger. We're wasting gas money. We're sitting in traffic. We're spending all this bread, and we come, you see what I'm saying? So, like, just come, board games. We'll just watch, we'll literally just chill.
Yeah.
So I'm lucky also in that sense that I have like-minded friends.
Yeah.
That don't
change them. I'm gonna change them. Yeah.
So that's really all I want to add. Don't even do a cold turkey. Just make it a gradual change.
Yeah.
And hopefully they'll fuck with you. Like, they'll be like, oh, yeah, they lean.
And I think those aren't the relationships that you need to have either. Because it seems like you have always kind of had this mindset. It's not even a them thing. I was like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna go to dinner tonight. I'm just trying to, like, realign my budget. Like, that's cool, girl. Let's go hiking next weekend. Whereas for me, I'm like, they're gonna, like, it's a shame thing of like, oh, I can't afford to do this. I'm too poor. Like, I can't afford to be their friend. Whereas it's like, I'm just trying to have fat savings.
Exactly.
I'm just trying to be debt free.
Exactly.
It has nothing to do with that.
Yeah, you make a lot. It's not about that you're broke. It's that you're trying to better your savings account and like put yourself in a better situation so you're not relying.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That you're preparing for the emergency.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
And I would just die. An emergency would take me out completely.
Yeah, which is not good.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So
I had a friend, I told him, because I saw we went out to eat, and I go to his car, he has his tires are bald.
No.
I'm like, bro, if it rains, you're gonna die. Yeah.
You're deceased.
I'm like, buddy, get these tires. I don't have money. I was like, oh my God. Has a flat tire, he calls me. I have to loan him money for this. And mind you, this person, bro, I told him get new tires, save up money for tires. Right, because this is a safety thing, not for just you. You're on the road, bro.
Life. Yeah,
you're on the road, like other people on the road. And this person, like I said, he buys the things he couldn't buy as a kid. But my bro, just be smart. Be smart, save up money, because you need. This is a must.
Yeah,
car maintenance is a thing.
Yeah.
Right, so.
But you loaned him the money anyway.
Yeah, I gave him.
Because you're a good person.
Yeah, I gave him money.
Yeah, gave.
Yeah. No. He gives me.
Okay.
But I'm never. The way I work, I will never ask you for money. Or I'll never ask for it back. I mean,
I see what you're saying.
But if you don't give it back,
in good faith, you're not loan it again.
Exactly.
I got you.
That's how I operate.
Because this man has character. Me? It's Friday. At 5:01.
Yeah.
What's going on? And it has nothing to do with me not trusting the person. I have bills. I'm not good with my money either. I need that 500.
Yeah.
So
and that's completely understandable.
Yeah. But I also don't loan things I don't have. So I'm not high up on people's borrow list. You know what I'm saying? If somebody's calling me, it's for $20. And I don't need that back. If you need somebody to loan you $700, call somebody else. It should not be on your list at all.
That's funny as hell. Yeah.
Okay. I think the only thing I didn't think about this, but I read a book, can't remember the author's name right now, but it was literally called The Psychology of Money. You have a psychology degree. Any closing thoughts, advice on how to think about money? Because I do think as much as money is numbers and crunching and having discipline, it's so emotional and so emotionally tied to how you were raised, how you think about it, how the people around you spend money really affects the way you spend money. If your friends think a good time is spending, and again, if my friends are listening to this, no shade, y'all work really hard, do what you want to do with your money. But if you spend $1,000 on a section at a club, that's how you spend and value your money. Whereas you could just go on a hike or have people come over and watch a movie. Yeah. A friend that I usually go out to happy hour with is coming over tonight so we can have wine night in my house because a wine bottle is $12, okay? But going out, we're going to spend $60 each conservatively if we go out to eat in Atlanta. So any thoughts on people struggling with the psychology of how to think about money and make a transition?
Yeah, this is a good question too, honestly. And the thing is too, this feels like the antithesis of our discussion up to this point, but money at the end of the day, it comes and goes.
And that's really where I'd be swiping on that.
Yeah.
I'd be swiping on that.
And like I said, that's the antithesis to what we talked up to this point.
Yeah.
But it comes and goes. And it's tough to say for those who are struggling or want to better their situation financially.
Yeah.
Think about your freedom. And this, everything I do is just so I can do whatever I want at any point in day. I work remote, and now that I can make my own schedule.
Yeah.
But that gives me a better is an enhanced level of freedom.
Yeah,
like I can make my own schedule, right?
Like I have to be at work at 8:30.
Exactly, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
So I like to operate under flexibility, and I like I think the same way for the money.
Yeah.
I want to be able to loan my friends money and to better their situation. I want to be able to, you know, take my mom out for her birthday, whatever it is, right? So think about it. What behaviors can you do that will enhance your freedom? Like your ability to do whatever the heck you want to do.
Yeah.
Because that's how I want to live my life. I want to be able to do whatever the heck I want to do. So like, but in the same sense, money comes and goes. It's like, it's not an end all be all. Like money does run the world. Yeah. But don't let it run your world as much as you can. Don't let it run your world. Does that make sense? Yeah. So yeah, thankful. Like I said, when I was saying I want to quit this job. Yeah. Because it's just so stressful. But thankfully, I'd be fine.
Right. Like you can't do that.
Yeah.
Even like with paying rent and all that, you'd be fine.
Yeah, I'd be fine. Especially for the rest of my lease.
Just dropped
I would just go home.
$52,000 and he'll be fine.
Speaking of that, I probably should have done something else with that money. But I don't want to think about it. I don't want to
it's gone. And you're out of that debt and it's not a monthly stress. Yeah. So, yuck.
It makes me want to die. It literally, like, a part of my soul.
I could jump off my balcony as you speak thinking about it. Because I literally have a house in my head. And I tell people all the time, like, when my clients are like, you know, you guys are so expensive, my bill's so much. I have $200,000 of debt to be able to give you this advice.
Yeah. Your degree is expensive.
If you don't want to pay me, that's not my problem. But you need to go talk to somebody else. So yeah, that's hard to wrap my head around. This has been delightful and so helpful. And if y'all feel like a palm tree, you know, over you from the shade of like how good he is with money and how you're not, that's okay. Same, big same. But we're going to get self-control and we're going to do better. But I think my closing thoughts are just be nice to yourself, do your best, but also you don't always need it. Like the answer doesn't always have to be yes. And that doesn't mean you're undeserving, that you don't work hard. Because I think about stuff as like a reward to myself. Like I work hard.
Exactly. But
saving is a reward to yourself. And I think thinking about it with like freedom and future is a great takeaway.
Yeah. That I couldn't have said it any better. And this was fun. This was good.
Yes. Thank you for coming. All right, y'all. You gonna get this in 24? 1 in 24? I don't know, but it'll be 24.